Jamaica.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I'll soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene. Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
You're inside the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Good morning to you. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. We're in the middle of the work week now, making our way slowly but surely to the end of the work week, which is Friday, December 22, which will be the last full working day for this year. Of course, some people will still be at work, but not in its real sense, you know. It will be a little less work than you're used to, but we thank God for carrying us so far, and we look forward to making it to the end of the year, God's willing. So good morning to you if you're listening on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7 and 90.9. Thank you so much for joining us on your radio. If you are listening and watching on our YouTube channel, good morning to you as well. Remember, we are on Nationwide 90 FM Live right now. That's our backup page, Nationwide 90 FM Live. You can join us over there this morning. If you decide to watch today, you can join us on YouTube, Nationwide 90 FM Live. And to find that channel, you can just search that exact thing, Nationwide 90 FM Live, in the YouTube chat. No capital letters, no space, and I guarantee the channel will come up. Just click the live video and subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't have to go searching for the channel again. All right, let's see who's here. SH is here. Good morning, SH. Errol Townsend, good morning to you. I am winning right now. Good morning to you. Inez Campbell, morning. Kamala Bennett, Marvelous Marvin, all of you over here on YouTube. Good morning to you. If you're listening from our mobile app, which is available for free on the Google Play and the Apple App Store, good morning to you. And those on our website, the Listen Now option there, good morning to you as well. Thank you so much for making it Nationwide 90 FM. It's Wednesday. It's NCB, Inside NCB this morning. All right, so inside NCB this morning, we will be joined by a couple of persons, but initially we'll be joined by the Executive Vice President of Retail Banking, Ms. Cherie Martin, and then we will also be joined by Head of Fraud Prevention, Dane Nicholson. So both of them are on right now, and then later on we will hear from some of the NCB Grant a Wish beneficiaries. We'll hear from three of them. But now we will be joined by Ms. Cherie Martin and Mr. Dane Nicholson. Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning, Nora.
All right, we lost Dane. We're trying to get him back. But good morning to you, Cherie. How are you this morning?
I am doing well. Too blessed to be stressed.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. So we are trying to get we have Mr. Nicholson. We're trying to get Mr. Nicholson on, but of course you can still talk to us while we try to get through to him. So during the holiday season, we know banks usually, try in some way, shape, or form to make the Christmas merry or support their customers during the holiday season. What is NCB doing this Christmas?
So yes, we do recognize that there is a increased level of activity that involves more transactions, persons needing to, I guess, buy gifts,
right.
prepare for, Christmas meals with family and friends and loved ones, enjoy a few parties here and there. Lots of activity happens around this time. And so you need to have reliable and easy access to your funds. And so we also recognize that access to these services over the holiday means persons would need to use our ABMs and our point of sales and point of sale machines. And so we've made an extra effort to ensure that there are redundancies to increase the uptime and ensure that there are no cash outs for the ABMs. And the investments we've made in our point of sale network means that merchants can expect reliable service for processing of transactions that are done at the point of sale machines. But we've taken that even further because, there may be customers that have issues, requests, disputes, things that they need to resolve.
Right. And
going to the branches at this time may be lengthy for one reason or another. Mm-hmm. And so starting in the middle of November, we opened 2 remote service centers in Kingston and in Portmore. And that's at the Megamart locations, Megamart Waterloo and Megamart Portmore. And those locations are open on the weekends. So now for the season, and we're extending to the end of January as well, you will be able to visit these locations on the weekend at places where you'd normally be, which is, a lot of people doing grocery shopping. Mm-hmm. And in those locations, you'll be able to, address any online banking issues. You may be having inquiries relating to your account. Non-cash queries. We have ABMs at these locations, so you could access cash there if you need to. But if you need to talk to somebody to help you resolve an issue with your account, inquire on our services and our products, you will have persons there to assist you.
Okay.
And so for the last 2 weekends, we've had those remote service centers up and running, and the feedback has been extremely positive. And so we're just reminding customers that those locations are available.
These remote service centers that you've implemented, is it just a thing for the holiday and the increased spend and activity, or is it something that will be a permanent fixture?
We're hoping that it will be semi-permanent to the extent that we can watch, the seasonality of demand for our services and recognize that adding these locations would be more convenient to customers, particularly on the weekends where branches are not typically opened on the weekends. So we're in an evaluation phase. So we started it 2 weeks ago. We're definitely going to continue throughout the season. And as I said, up to the end of January, and then we'll assess after that. There are other Megamart locations that we're also contemplating having these service centers in. And so, we know at a time like this, on the weekend, being able to just address queries that you may have would be extra convenient for you. And so we're very, very pleased to be able to offer it during this time as part of our, preparation for the season and to ensure customers have wider access.
Okay.
Beyond that, yes, there may be considerations to continue.
Yeah, and I wanted to go further than consideration. I would strongly encourage that you leave it there, because trust me, excuse me, especially in recent times, I don't know what exactly is happening, and I'm hoping that we have Mr. Nicholson on. Yes. So that we could. Okay, good. So, just one more question for you, Miss Martin, before we go. The weekend coming up, I'm sure you're anticipating that it will be high activity, as it relates to online banking, transfers, ABM activity. what is NCB doing to ensure, and it's not an NCB issue, but we have you here. It's not only an NCB issue because it seems to be across all banks where the ABMs just aren't working. What is NCB doing to ensure that this weekend, and probably starting from today, that when persons go to an ATM, it is working, there is cash? When we try to do a transfer online, we're not having errors and the site not crashing and all of that?
Right. So we constantly assess the uptime of the ABM network and our online banking platforms and on our point of sale network, as I mentioned earlier.
Right.
And so there is increased monitoring. We have put in internal, some internal redundancies around uptime. You may have sometimes some of the faults relate to, for instance, network failures, telecom failures. Sometimes it has to do with the machine fault itself, the conversion to the new notes. Luckily, we are able to say at NCB that we've completed our machine compatibility exercise with the polymer notes that were introduced.
So all your machines now accept?
All our machines are compatible with the nearly 300 machines. NCB does have the largest ABN network in the country, so we have hundreds and thousands of people that rely on us to ensure that network is reliable. And so I'm taking the opportunity to apologize and to ask for continued patience, but we believe we have turned the corner on the issues around the ABM. We continue to monitor that channel very, very closely, and so especially for the Christmas season, we've taken extra measures with our security partners to ensure that the machines can be replenished and that they are up for customers to use. But if you don't have the use of an ABM, we have also made sure that our point of sale network, because you can use your card at merchants, and the transfers online also work. So that's also,
I don't know. The point of sale thing, man. The point of sale thing. I don't know what it is, and I know that some of these, some of them use Wi-Fi, and so it's not only the bank that has responsibility for them to work, but also the telecoms providers and so forth. But I don't know, man. I get nervous, when I don't have any cash, because I just fear going into an establishment and seeing a sign or hearing card machine not working.
Well, we've been trending in a particular direction in the last, I would say, 9 months in terms of improvements on our point of sale network. And across the industry, we are seeing less complaints, we're seeing more reliability, easier access, and we're seeing also less merchant complaints.
Okay.
It's not where it needs to be in terms of where we think, customers can see a level of reliability. I would want to say constantly. But certainly the complaints and the servicing, we're not seeing as high as we'd have seen, say, 9 months ago, because of the investments we've made on that channel and, just how we have been interacting with our merchants.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll speak to Mr. Dane Nicholson, who is Head of Fraud Prevention at NCB.
At this special time of year, the JTA Cooperative Credit Union wishes to thank all its valuable members for their unwavering support throughout 2023. Thank you, educators, for giving us the opportunity to serve you and impact your lives positively. We wish you all the best for the season and look forward to serving you in 2024.
Enough power tool, big to small. Jack and my figure dig the wall.
Upper total tools.
Weed whacker figure trim the lawn. We have everything a job demand.
Total tools.
We rent them, sell them and fix them. Also give Total Tools a call. When they say home improvement, landscape construction, a Total Tools are your option. Home improvement, landscape construction, Total Tools are your option.
Total Tools, located at 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, and 34 Sly Road, Kingston. Call or visit us today.
I only have Hanes. Make yourself comfortable in authentic Hanes underwear. Nothing beats the never out of style ultra soft 100% premium cotton Hanes underwear. Hanes Comfort Fit V, crew neck and A-shirts, absorbent Hanes socks, Comfort Flex Hanes boxer briefs for men, and stylish itch-free Hanes underwear for women and kids. Make yourself comfortable this holiday season, inside, out, and underneath with Hanes underwear for that cool all-day comfort everyone deserves. I only have Hanes for you.
In a world where scams lurk around every corner, NCB is working tirelessly to protect you. Beware of red flags such as scare tactics, too good to be true offers, and fake transaction alerts. Remember, NCB will never send links through texts, WhatsApps, or emails, and NCB will never contact you to ask for your PIN, password, RSA token, or credit card number. Don't be quick to click or share your information. Don't fall for fraud. Visit jncb.com/protect yourself.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. It's Inside NCB this morning, and we're joined by Executive Vice President of Retail Banking, Cherie Martin, and Head of Fraud Prevention at NCB, Dane Nicholson. Mr. Nicholson, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning, dear listeners.
I hope you're having a happy holiday so far.
Well, so far it has started good, and I wish the same for you and your listeners.
We're trying our best. Given the circumstances, and we're trying our best. All right. So, fraud prevention. NCB has come under much scrutiny, especially in recent times, and I hope you can help me with what exactly is happening. Is it an increase in scamming, or is there something specific happening? Because there seems to be a lot more people who are falling victim to fraudulent activity and money being fleeced from their accounts. What have you observed as head of fraud prevention?
So what we have seen over time, Nora, is that there's an increase in phishing and smishing activities, where customers will receive these emails purported to be coming from NCB or SMS messages purported to be coming from us, and it gives them certain instructions to say, press on the button, your RSA token is about to expire within 48 hours, you need to update it, or the SMS message will tell them that your card is restricted due to suspicious activities. Please click on the link. We have repeatedly advised our customers that we have a strict no-click, no-link policy at NCB. So NCB will never send you an SMS message, or we will never send you an email communication asking you to click on a link, asking you to press on a button, or ask you to update any form of information. So I want the listening public to know that once you receive these SMS message or these emails purported to be coming from NCB, do not click on them, do not press on any button, do not take any action to update any information. We do not communicate that way with our customers.
Okay.
And that is the issue that we face at this time. We have a lot of customers, despite our advice, continue to unwittingly submit their information into these phishing and smishing sites.
So no links via email, no SMS messages. You will not send any update via email or SMS or text or WhatsApp, nothing like that.
Nothing like that. And what the fraudsters have done, because they have been so strident with the no-click, no-link, they have kind of changed their tactic a little bit and not telling the customers to press on the link, but to press the button to update their information. A button is still an hyperlink, so please, listeners, do not press on any button, do not press on any link. NCB will never send you any form of communication like that, because one of the things that the fraudsters have done also, they have spoofed the website. So when they click on the button, it looks like the NCB website, but the underlying principle that will keep the customer safe, we have taken an industrial lead in this regard and implement a strict no-click, no-link policy. So there's no confusion out there as it relates to how we communicate. Once they get it, irrespective of what it's saying, it's not coming from NCB.
Okay. So once again, there's no link that NCB will send you. NCB will not tell you to click any button, anything that says click here, nothing like that, no WhatsApp message. How does NCB communicate with customers when it regards to tokens and updates for their accounts?
So updates for their accounts are primarily done through the branch network. Because in order to update certain information, most times we actually require a signature for the customer in order to take certain action. Outside of that, they will have to go through the customer care network in order to do so. They will have to call in through the customer care network and provide us with certain information. We are not going to call them either, because what you have also is phishing exercise, where fraudsters call persons purporting to be from financial institutions and ask them to provide certain sensitive information such as credit card number, PIN, password, RSA token, and those things. And we have seen where they are in the past where they are pretended to be employees, even sometimes mimicking, telling customers that they are the Nicholson and they need token codes to stop the fraud. So we are not going to call you to ask you for certain things. You will have to call us to provide us with certain information.
All right. So we got a call, Nationwide got a call during Cliff Hughes Online. I believe it was yesterday or sometime this week, Monday or Tuesday. This gentleman did not click a link. He did not get a text. His claim is that he just saw someone being added as a I don't remember the exact term, but someone was added to his account basically. And that person was able to add themselves to his account, take out a loan of 200,000 and then just draw that money. And apparently I don't know if you're aware of the NCB allowing you to access loans digitally or online or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Right, good. So the person did that procedure, took a loan of $200,000, drew that money when it was sent to the account, and left him with this loan. Have you ever heard of any such case?
Yeah. So, all right. So what happens in a situations like that? Most times, based on our investigation, those are customers who would have fallen victim to either smishing or phishing. And what the fraudsters would do once they obtain a username, password, token codes, because remember, in order to gain access to the system, you need a username, need a password, you need a token code. So once customers surrender those information, then fraudsters are able to gain access to their account, take out the digital loan on their account, and then add beneficiaries and please the fund. I'll provide you with an example. Whilst I do not know the specific customer that you are referring to, but I'll provide you with an example of a case that we dealt with recently. So just recently we had a customer who very upset wrote a letter to the chairman outlining certain things to say that she never clicked on the link, she never pressed any button, she never did anything at all, and money went from her account. Right. When we investigated the matter, lo and behold, what she did, yes, in her mind she didn't click a link, but what they did was to send her the email to say that your token is about to expire in 48 hours. Press on this button. And in her mind, that came from NCB. But that is a phishing email, so that is what is happening to the customers. They are surrendering their information.
But she essentially pressed a button. But what this man is saying, he didn't click anything. So how would they have gotten his information?
So you know how the system would operate. There, it must be some form of social engineering. No one has access to your information, your password, your token. Right. Those things are only known to you. So if you do not surrender your information, in this case, this lady she was adamant that she never surrender her information to anything because she did not recognize that the phishing message that she got to update her token was not coming from NCB. In this case that they are referring to, it must be one of those two situations because no one has access to those information. It can only be obtained two ways. Either one, the customer provided, tell somebody who call them through friendly fraud or some other means, or they surrender the information through social engineering, either through phishing, smishing or one of those vectors. But there would be some point of compromise that would lead to the customers suffering losses. The system is robust. We have tested it, and a number of no one can access your account without you surrendering certain information. That is why we are consistently and repeatedly telling the customers, no click, no link, because that is the root cause of what is causing them to lose their funds at this time.
And has NCB been able to catch any of these fraudsters, because they some of them are brazen enough to send an SMS message with a regular 876 number? Have you been able to track any of these numbers, any of these emails, to make any arrest?
Yes, sir. So without saying too much at this point, we're actively working with the security forces to deal with the SMS and what is happening in the space now. So I'm certain in the coming weeks, you will hear some update as it relates to some major breakthrough in that regard.
Okay, all right. We are up on the break, so when we come back, we will also join the NCB Make-A-Wish beneficiaries. And before they join us, though, I'll ask you, Mr. Nicholson, to just give us some tips once again for the Christmas. How can people prevent fraudulent falling victim to fraudulent activity with their accounts?
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is...
It's 9:30.
Sharon, how are you? I'm mad out. I don't have any money to buy Bobby the PS5 that he asked for Christmas.
Girl, no make nobody hear you say that. When you can get 3 cans or bottles of Vitamalt and upload your receipt to www.vitalizeyourgameja.com and get a chance to win a PS5 or a Nintendo Switch.
Nothing can go, sir. Me I run go buy 3 and upload my receipt right now.
Yes, girly. Vitalize your game with Vitamalt.
Visit vitalizeyourgameja.com for more info.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Waiting on your receivables. Waiting to purchase raw material to fulfill your next order. Waiting to get paid for goods already sold. 60 days, 90 days, invoices way past due. What if you could be insured for up to 85% of your domestic and foreign receivables? So that if you don't get paid on time, your biggest priority, your business, will not have to wait. Trade Credit Insurance. Insurance worth having. Credit without waiting. Exim Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
Guilty. Outperform, outlast. Guilty. We top performance. Guilty. Jackama. Reliable. Full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Pan select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton. Available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply. We service what we sell.
Unwrap the gift of relaxation at Totally Male Spa this Christmas. From peppermint perfection to missile head to toe magic, we have the perfect spa packages to pamper that special male, all starting at $6,000. Book his appointment early or purchase a gift certificate or e-gift card this season. Visit us at 6 Windsor Avenue, Kingston 5, or hop online totallymalespa.com to purchase an e-gift card from anywhere in the world. Totally Male. Unwrap his relaxation.
Mosquitoes can spread diseases such as dengue fever. Common symptoms of dengue include fever, severe headache, pain behind the eyes, muscle pain, joint pain, skin rash, nausea, and vomiting. If you feel you have dengue fever, visit your doctor or health center, rest, drink lots of fluids, use only paracetamol for pain. Do not take aspirin or other painkillers. Protect yourself from dengue and other mosquito-borne diseases. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Good morning, good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. It's Inside NCB this morning, and we earlier had a conversation with the Vice President or Executive Vice President of Retail Banking, Cherie Martin, and we just spoke with Head of Fraud Prevention, Dane Nicholson, and he was talking to us about the increase in fraudulent activity, especially in recent times. And Mr. Nicholson, before we go to the Grant-A-Wish beneficiaries, I want you to just give us some tips for the holiday so that we will not fall victim to fraudulent activity.
Definitely. So the first thing we want, a lot of online shopping will be taking place. So we want the customers to look for the S in the HTTPS when shopping online to ensure that the site is secure. Or if they're not looking for it, look for the padlock in the right-hand corner in the browser section. That is an indication that the site is secure. A lot of persons will also be out and perhaps do not have data and want to access public Wi-Fi. We do not recommend conducting sensitive banking transactions over public Wi-Fi because the network might not be secure and you don't know who is intercepting the information. Whilst conducting transaction at the point of sale, use your free hand to cover your PIN whilst entering your PIN. I know a lot of persons, Nora, also is a little bit apprehensive about using the contactless feature, but I want to advise our listeners to utilize the contactless feature or the chip feature of the card. Do not turn over your credit card or debit card to the cashiers or pump attendants, because what we have seen in recent times is that a lot of these cashiers and pump attendants are collusive and they are taking photographs of the front and back of the card and then go and conduct card not present transaction or e-commerce transaction on our customer's card. So why the contactless is secure? One, the authentication above the floor limit requires a PIN or a signature, and proximity to data theft. The contactless card must be within 4 centimeters of the contactless terminal to be read. Also, the cardholder details, such as name and CVV, is not stored on the chip. So even if the information is intercepted whilst they're conducting a contactless transaction, they could not go and make a duplicate card. And every contactless transaction is protected by a unique cryptogram, and the mobile device only takes the token, not the card pan is shared with the merchant. So when you tap the card, the full 16 digit does not leave the card. It's a token that left it. So even if the information is intercepted, they can't go and make a duplicate card. And also, while taking cash from the ATM, ensure that you know your surroundings. Do not go and take cash and walk out with the cash in your hand, and be vigilant when going to the branches. Ensure that you utilize the digital channels as best as possible, because we have criminals coming inside the branches pretending to be customers, giving customers skips in the teller line, observing what they're doing, and then trailing them home and robbing them. We're seeing quite a bit of that happening across the industry. This is not something that is unique to NCB. This is an industry-wide issue. So we advise customers, when you have large cash withdrawals to do, as best as possible, utilize the digital channel. And remember, at NCB, we have a strict no-click, no-link policy. So whether you get an email or an SMS messaging, advise you to click on a link or press a button, or to update any information via email or SMS. It is not coming from NCB. Do not take any action when you receive these messages.
All right, so those are the tips for the holiday season. Please be very careful. We tend to spend more during this time of year. Ensure that you're doing it safely. When you're taking money from the ABM, do it safely, and just be safe all around this Christmas. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholson, for joining us this morning. We do appreciate your tips this morning.
Keep safe, and all the best to you and your listeners.
Same to you, sir. All right, so that was Dane Nicholson. He's head of fraud prevention at NCB. Now, we're going to jump on over. We still have Miss Martin on the line with us. We're going to jump on over to the Grant-A-Wish program. So NCB's Grant-A-Wish program, we spoke about it last week. We heard the procedures and all of that to vote Voting ended already, so we're going to speak with some of the beneficiaries. And we have 3 beneficiaries online with us. Camila Candy Isaacs, who is a visually impaired professional singer, and she is the person who did the Grant a Wish theme song for NCB. We also have Joel Num Darkham online with us, social impact creator, and we also have Mrs. Takesha Parker Williams. So we'll hear from each of them, starting with you, Camila Isaacs. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. I must say, whenever I go to an event and I see you come on the stage, I know it's about to be a good time.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You are an amazing performer, an amazing singer.
Thank
so
you
received $25,000 from NCB, the Grant a Wish program, to grant a wish for someone. Tell me some more about that.
Right, I received $25,000 to grant someone's wish. I must say before, though, that my wish has been granted.
Awesome.
Because I've always wanted to do to work with big brands like NCB. You know,
nice. Of course.
Yeah. So when I was chosen to be the voice behind the Grant a Wish promotion, I said, well, this is my wish being granted.
Awesome.
Right. And so I was given the opportunity to grant someone else's wish. And so I chose Mrs. Shirley Edwards, who was recently diagnosed with kidney failure.
Wow.
Right. So I chose to give her that $25,000 towards her medical expenses.
Awesome.
Right.
So your wish was granted and you got the opportunity to grant a wish. I hope Miss Edwards will be able to, it is a surgery that she needs. I hope she's able to get that done with your assistance, of course. Awesome job there. All right, Joel Num Darkham, he got $100,000 to help grant someone's wish this Christmas. Joel, good morning.
Hi, morning everybody.
All right, so you got 100,000. What did you do with yours?
Well, first of all, I just think it's a significant initiative that NCB has been doing, in its 11th year, and just being able to provide so much, and also the fact that being onboarded as somebody who considers himself a social impact creator, where communities are the heart and soul of different things that I do. It was really a match made in heaven. And when I got that call, hey Joel, this is the work that you're doing. We're granting you 100,000 to grant some wishes. For me, the first thing was, okay, I'm going to see how many people I can help. So from my perspective, I've been working on a project for the past year that focuses on literacy and reading. So it was kind of automatic to select and focus on the category of community heroes, because sometimes you have some amazing folks in the community who do great work, and they're unsung heroes. There's no recognition. And there's a speaker who I connected with a little over a year ago from the St. George's Girls' School. Her name is Mrs. Simpson. And she was my automatic choice, And Mrs. Simpson has done so much for that institution when it comes down to reading literacy. I've used social media before to kind of galvanize support. So it was more so now, okay, I've been doing this for the classroom, but I want to do something for Mrs. Simpson. So that was my personal choice. And then again, social media, an opportunity to help me identify other folks. And as such, I identified Mrs. Joan Roberts, who hails from St. Mary, who is also considered a community hero, who is driving literacy for both young people and remedial classes for adults in her community as well. So that handover, I'm actually just about to jump in my car to head over to do that handover and surprise Mrs. Roberts.
Okay, awesome. So you invested your 100,000 in the education sector, and more specifically literacy. That is very, very important that we ensure that we're investing in the future of our country, our children, because if we leave them, then we know that there's trouble ahead. So it's awesome that you invested in education. Amazing work, and thank you so much. Before you go though, social impact creator, I've heard social media influencer, I've heard media personality, I've heard social media personality, social impact creator. First time hearing this one. Why did you conceptualize your title in this way?
you know, it's the same reason why NCB reached out to me. You know, it's more so using my platform and using my influence for social good, because that's really what I care about. I've been, you know, in the space of volunteerism since I was in primary school. You know, I was a part of Key Club, the Kiwanis family. And giving back and community has always been a part of my mantra. You know, I started my own marketing company back in June, and the main mission behind that is really social impact marketing, where sometimes, you know, companies get money, and so companies have foundations, and a big part of it is to give back to communities.
Right.
And it is done in a very, it's not done in an inspiring way, like, you know, the same way you make an investment in marketing. I think the same way you make an investment in marketing should be done in corporate social responsibility, where you actually get these stories, you get these folks, you get these, you know, you get these ideas out. So for me, I use my channels to do that across TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Joel is known as this guy that will make a tweet and something will happen or something good will come from it. So that's really where the term comes from. Still using social media as a vehicle, creativity, creative storytelling, really nice visuals to focus on and spotlight goodwill.
Awesome. Love that. Love the difference in how you're doing social media. And we also have Mrs. Takesha Parker Williams, who received $180,000 from the NCB Grant-A-Wish program. Mrs. Williams.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Season greetings to the nationwide family.
And same to you. Tell us about how you were able to grant a wish with the $180,000 you received from NCB.
Okay, so first I just want to say thank you to the NCB Foundation, you know, for considering us, and through this donation, this what we've received, we'll be able to grant a wish to several students at the academy. So it's the Convent of Mercy Academy Alpha that received this this gift, and with that we're able to just bring joy to so many students. So as we move forward in the digital age, and so many digital transformation is taking place, it's no different at our school, and we want to make sure that our ladies are prepared for the tertiary environment, the world of work. And so even at our school, you know, we use the online platform, you know, there are assessments online, but not all our students are able to access, you know, the resources that they need. We have been on a connectivity drive for years, but, you know, things have, you know, changed over the few years, the pandemic, etc. And so we're trying to ensure that we provide computers so that students who are not able to access these devices, that they're able to do so. So that is what we're going to be doing.
Awesome.
$180,000.
So another investment in education. Love to see it. Love to hear about it. So that was Miss Takesha Parker Williams on behalf of Convent of Mercy Academy Alpha, investing in technological improvements for our students, those who are having a difficulty with connectivity online, those who may not have a laptop or a tablet. Convent of Mercy Academy Alpha will be investing in that aspect of student life. So I want to thank you all, Candy Isaacs, Joel Namdarkam, and Mrs. Williams, for joining us this morning and telling us about the amazing work being done by the NCB Foundation through the Grant-A-Wish program. You all have a great holiday. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year when it comes.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more inside NCB.
Fill all your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is...
It's 9:47.
In a world where scams lurk around every corner, NCB is working tirelessly to protect you. Beware of red flags such as scare tactics, too good to be true offers, and fake transaction alerts. Remember, NCB will never send links through texts, WhatsApps, or emails, and NCB will never contact you to ask for your PIN, password, RSA token, or credit card number. Don't be quick to click or share your information. Don't fall for fraud. Visit jncb.com/protect yourself.
PriceSmart offers a comprehensive eye exam for you and up to 3 guests at no additional cost. Get everything under one roof: electronics, groceries, meats, bakery, home products, and much more. We're open Mondays to Saturdays 9 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. until December 23. Too busy to visit us at Red Hill Road or Brayton Parkway? Then click and go through our app or visit our website at pricesmart.com 7 days a week. PriceSmart. One membership, many benefits.
Christmas is a yardman thing. We know everyone gets busy in their own way. But for those visiting friends and family, Yardman Gas Station should be your number one fuel option or your last minute stop for that one needed item. Because you chose Yardman when you cook your Christmas dinner, the gas nah go run out. Let's get through the season together. It's a Yardman thing. Have a blessed season.
It's time to level up with BH Paints. BH Quantum I-12 technology gives you better colors that last longer. So level up with 20% off our Ultima Plus and up to 50% off other selected paints until December 30th. Then play for chances to win over $1.5 million in prizes with $110,000 grocery vouchers and $103,000 gas vouchers plus our grand prize of $250,000 cash. Level up with BH Paints.
The management and staff of Banmark West and Negril would like to extend season's greetings to their loyal customers. Let the peace and the joy of this holiday season be yours now and throughout the new year. So this season, visit Banmark for all your bikes and bike rentals or call 9570196. Happy holidays from Banmark.
Good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Nora Gay Banton. It's Inside NCB this morning, and we just heard from 3 beneficiaries of the NCB Foundation's Grant a Wish program. We heard from Camila Candy Isaacs. She's also the person who did the song for the Grant a Wish program, the theme song for the promotion, and Joel Numdarkham, social impact creator, who received $100,000 and is investing in literacy programs, who he gifted 2 teachers, on his way to gift 1 today, and Mrs. Takesha Parker Williams, who joined us on behalf of the Convent of Mercy Academy Alpha, who they would be investing in the digital aspect of their student life, ensuring that more students are able to connect online, because we know that since the pandemic especially, we have had more education expanding to online platforms and a more hybrid approach to education, and we can't leave the students behind. So Alpha will be assisting some students with their online connectivity. All right, Miss Cherie Martin, Executive Vice President of Retail Banking at NCB, still on the line with us. Miss Martin?
Yes, Nora.
So the final words are over to you. It's the last Inside NCB for this year. And so what do you have to say to NCB customers before we wrap for this Christmas season?
Thanks, Nora. So I want to first and foremost thank you for the partnership, the opportunity to be able to come and have dialogue about things that are affecting Jamaicans.
Absolutely.
And of course,
yes,
banking is a big part of our lives. And to our NCB customers in particular, I am wishing you all a very safe, peaceful holiday. We are doing our best to ensure that you can transact seamlessly and as easily and as efficiently and conveniently as possible. We want you to also take heed to the tips that our Head of Fraud Prevention provided, the safeguards that you can put in place to ensure that your money is protected. We will continue to strengthen the customer education, the internal controls, the awareness, anything that can convince you that we are in fact very vested in your financial success, and continuing to work together to ensure that you can empower people, unlock dreams, and build communities. I'm also very proud of the work that our NCB Foundation has been doing, and the Grant a Wish program is one such testament. And I wish Jamaicans who have been granted wishes. So really, really reflect on that spirit of paying it forward and ensuring that we are, in fact, our brothers and sisters keepers for this season and beyond. So happy holidays, everyone.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Martin. That was Cherie Martin, who is the Executive Vice President of Retail Banking at NCB. Thank you so much, Miss Martin. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, rest of your week, and a wonderful Christmas.
Same to you, Nora, and all your listeners.
All right. Take care. All right, guys. Remember to stay safe, especially when carrying out any financial transactions. Remember, NCB has a no-click, no-link policy. If anybody sends you an email about your token expiring, about updating your account, do not click a link, because the NCB will not send you any email, any SMS, any WhatsApp message telling you to click a link. If somebody calls you claiming to be from the bank, tell them you call them back, call NCB and find out if they were calling you. All right? That's all the time we have for the Consumer Hour this morning. We are making way now for Cliff Hughes Online this morning. It will be with Tyrone Reid.
I've waited and waited for someone I never see, but I'm so sentimental and I'm so hopeful you'll be here. So here I am every year, every Christmas. I've wished for you in my heart and in my head, and I got my answer that first moment that we met. And oh yes, I believed you as you told me, as you said you'd be here every year, every Christmas. There must be a lesson for me to learn. If you don't trust and love, holiday cheer. Yeah, they say to forget you, to let you go, 'cause you're not here. Well, I can't keep explaining what they'll never understand, and why I'm here every year, every Christmas. I return every year, every Christmas. I come here every year, every Christmas.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
10 o'clock.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255. Or find us on Facebook at Nationwide News Network and follow us on Twitter at Cliff Nationwide. You can also listen to Cliff Hughes Online live on the World Wide Web at nationwideradiojm.com or via the Nationwide 90 FM app on your mobile phone. Now, here's your host, Tyrone Reid.
Good morning, top of the morning to you. Welcome once again to another edition of Cliff Hughes Online. Yeah, it's not a Friday, it's a Wednesday, but I'm filling in for the occasionally erudite Cliff Hughes, pinch hitting for him. Yeah, so good morning to you if you're joining us on the 90 FM band. Top of the morning to you, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, 90.9. If you're listening via the website or the NNN app, hearty good morning to you as well. And of course, to our community on YouTube, if you're watching and listening over on YouTube, top of the morning to you as well. Let's get to work now.
Tyrone says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers.
Good morning once again. Thank you so very much for making it Nationwide 90 FM. We know you could have been otherwise minded. Yeah, so we appreciate the company and the support. Without you listening and watching us, what we do would basically amount to nothing. So, we appreciate you is what we're saying. And happy holidays to all of you. I see folks on our YouTube channel sending season's greetings. So, thank you to all of you. News commentator J.A. out there giving trouble as usual. Rashima, Anthony 37, Wilson, Tony Bailey, Kurt Buchanan, John Black. Good morning to all of you. Happy holidays to all of you and your families. Yeah. I hope nothing but good success for all of you. And may you receive all of God's best. Yeah. So this morning, I see we have here in our list of news items, the Prime Minister Andrew Holness launching a broadside against members of the political directorate who encourage squatting by their constituents, and then turn around and rage at the government for failing to provide land titles and amenities for persons in informal communities. The Prime Minister made the remarks on Tuesday at a handing over ceremony under the new social housing program in Clifton in Portmore out in St. Catherine. Well, it soon perhaps will be Clifton in Portmore, because Portmore won't be in St. Catherine any longer. But we'll talk about that later. Let's hear what the Prime Minister had to say.
As your Prime Minister, I also share this sentiment that you have, this abiding sentiment that we must give people opportunity to own them house and a piece of land. I am sympathetic to that. When we allow settlements to occur irregularly, the same people who created the illegal settlement come up on platform and say, how we not get the title yet? How long we are waiting on title? The same people who encourage people to come and settle illegally then turn around and say, where is the road?
I wonder who are these people the Prime Minister is referencing. Damian, you have any idea who these people are? Who are these people who are encouraging the development of informal settlements? And I wonder, what are the names of the political parties that benefit from the actions of these unnamed people? The Prime Minister went on to mention Chanel Francis, a resident of Clifton, whose house was controversially demolished. I'm not sure if you remember that controversy there in 2022, after being built on lands designated by the state for use in agriculture. Now, the Prime Minister says his intervention ensured that Chanel will have the title to her own home.
Who must solve it now? Who they turn to? Who has been dealing with those issues but this Prime Minister? Who has been speaking the truth to the people about settlement in the country? Because if I were to have continued in the steps of previous Prime Ministers and previous leaders, what we would be seeing developing is not order, it would be chaos. Somewhere in our development, there must be a line drawn to say there must be order in the society and there must be fairness. And as I stand here today, we have stood up for order and at the same time stood up for fairness, because Chanel is there as a perfect example of equity in the pursuit of order. She will have a house that is properly built and a land that she will have her title for.
The voice of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Chanel Francis, congratulations to you, ma'am. What many believe to have been a sad occurrence has ended, at least for Chanel Francis, in a way that one would consider a happy ending, I would suppose. But this issue of squatting is a major issue being touched on here by the Prime Minister, yeah, and some of his contemporaries and predecessors are very much guilty of what the Prime Minister is describing here. Encouraging people to set up shop and homes in areas that sometimes are quite frankly dangerous. Not approved by the relevant state authorities, and all for the almighty vote to ensure that they get to Gordon House. Some of them turn a blind eye to, encourage people setting up their homes in areas that pose a threat to their lives, especially given the advent of climate change. But if I'm hearing from the Prime Minister that under his leadership there will be a departure from this, and that it will be made clear to those who are in his own party who participate in this kind of activity that it won't be tolerated, I can applaud that. And if I'm hearing him say also that those who are on the opposite side of the fence, that it won't be tolerated from them either, I can applaud that. But this is indeed a doing. Of course, some of the folks have to take responsibility for what they do, who go and set up residence on lands that don't belong to them. They have to take responsibility and accountability for their actions as well. But for too many years and for too long, this kind of illegal activity was embraced, and some would dare say encouraged by politicians in a bid to win elections. It's good to hear the Prime Minister being so strident about this, and we do hope that the continued action that is required to ensure that we don't have people setting up shop on lands that are not designated for residential purposes, in areas that oftentimes tend to be quite dangerous and pose a threat to those who live precariously perched, some of them on hillsides, over gullies. We need to give our citizens some dignity, and the people who occupy the political offices, they play a major role in this. Chanel Francis being given a piece of the rock. That's all I think many Jamaicans hope for, to be able to own a piece of this rock. But we have so ordered our society in such a way that it is very often outside of their reach. They can't afford it, quite frankly, quite simply, some of them. But let us see what will happen on this one. I have no issues with the Prime Minister saying that this kind of thing should not be encouraged. I agree with him entirely. But actions speak louder than words, so we'll continue to watch to see if the actions that are required will continue. Now, the Prime Minister sought to allay fears raised by MP for South St. Catherine Fitzjackson about the government's decision to make Portmore the country's 15th parish. I'm not even sure how I feel about that, Portmore becoming a parish. Is it necessary? I'm not so certain the case has been made for that. I know there are issues concerning the operation of the municipal corporation in Portmore and in St. Catherine. But I'm not so certain I'm convinced of this Portmore becoming a parish argument. So Jackson, who represents a constituency that includes sections of Portmore in the nation's parliament, has raised concerns about how the boundaries of the new parish should be drawn. But the Prime Minister is trying to say to Fitzjackson you have nothing to fear. Listen to this report from Mahiri Stewart.
MP Fitz Jackson criticized the government for redrawing boundaries in St. Catherine and Portmore. Mr. Jackson says this went against a 1979 decision that prevented active governments from deciding on political boundaries.
Minister Warmington made a public announcement. He is redrawing the boundaries, and part of my constituency won't be represented by me by way of the new boundaries that he will be drawing. You know, since 1979, constituency boundaries were not determined unilaterally by any incumbent government. And I think one of the legacies, proud legacies of the JLP and the PNP in the latter part of 1970s is the promulgation of the Electoral Advisory Commission, which set out to remove the unilateral setting of constituency or political boundary by any incumbent government.
Mr. Jackson says due to the rule which states that a constituency cannot exist within two different parishes, his constituency, as well as MP for East Central St. Catherine, Orlando Tyrone, will be affected. He beseeched the Prime Minister not to let a decision like that take place, as it would taint his legacy.
And what that proposal would do is to establish a parish that cuts off parts of two constituencies. Mine is one, Minister Tyrone represents a part, will no longer belong to an established constituency. Why? Because the Constitution of Jamaica says no constituency can span more than one parish. So areas that I represent will have no member of parliament because they would not fall in a boundary that has been constituted through the interaction of the EOJ. That's the fact of it. Prime Minister, that's a retrograde step. And I don't want your legacy as Prime Minister to be tainted by that. You can't afford that.
The Prime Minister responded to what he described as overly dramatic claims by Mr. Jackson. Prime Minister Holness states that the sections of the constituency that will be affected by the border change are uninhabited.
In fact, a significant part of it, uninhabited. Part of it is actually, we consider it to be an environmental reserve, if my recollection serves me well. I don't know how many constituents you have living in there. My recollection is that probably none, because it is a huge area. My recollection of the proposal is that that may be the area that may be sectioned off as a result of any boundary change. So it may not be as dramatic as you have proposed.
Prime Minister Holness says boundary shifts are defined due to community development.
And, you know, when the 14 parishes were defined in about 1867 thereabout, it was the intention that we will always have 14 parishes. We started out with 7. We went up as high as 22 parishes. As communities evolve and they grow and develop their own character based upon a principle of ensuring that representation is close to the community, you seek to define the boundaries to match the communities to ensure that the leadership can emerge from the community and take charge of community affairs.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
You know, the Gleaner also wrote about this issue involving the Prime Minister and Fitz Jackson. And they describe it on their front page today as border wrangle. Fitz Jackson gripes over gerrymandering in Portmore, but PM rejects claim. And the story written by Roddy Mattison says, during the handover of a social housing project on Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness clashed, the writer says, with St. Catherine's South Member of Parliament MP Fitz Jackson over the designated Portmore parish boundary. The confrontation arose from the government's decision to establish a parish without consulting the Electoral Office of Jamaica to set the constituency boundaries, leading to accusations from Jackson of acting unilaterally and gerrymandering. The People's National Party MP claimed Cabinet Minister Everett Warmington publicly announced the redrawing of Portmore boundaries, potentially leaving parts of the St. Catherine South constituency without representation. And of course, you heard the Prime Minister saying there, based on his memory, a significant portion of the reallocation, I would suppose, is not now habitable. I'm still not convinced about this Portmore thing. And Fitzjackson is here saying, and we heard it in that story from Mahiri there as well, that Everett Warmington publicly announced the redrawing of Portmore boundaries. Let us see where this one goes now. Yeah, we're up on the break, they tell me. Let's take the break and come back with more.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
Don't miss out on the Flow Christmas in a flash sale. We're giving you more this Christmas so you can save big. Sign up for Yard and Road at the extra special price of only $3,999 plus GCT per month. Plus, get a free Samsung phone and earbuds. It's the Christmas in a flash sale. Sign up today and save. Offer ends December 21. Visit discoverflow.co or your nearest Flow store to sign up today. Conditions apply.
Flow makes Christmas bright and blue because it's all inspired by you.
Christmas is on the way and bringing friends and family with it. I'm Jack, owner of Paradise Patio Furniture and Grills in Montego Bay. This year, entertain in style with a new patio or dining set and grill from Paradise Patio. We offer teak, aluminum, and wicker furniture, umbrellas too. Our high-quality American-made grills make a great gift, and we offer easy financing on everything. Buy today and enjoy tonight at Paradise Patio Furniture and Grills, Winter Village Mall, Montego Bay.
Do you or someone you know have a drug, drinking, or gambling problem? Mental health issues or COVID fatigue? Rise Life Management Services offers treatment, telephone counseling, and information 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. to 12 midnight. Call us toll-free at 1-888-991-4146 and after 4:30 at 876-967-3779. All information will be treated confidentially. Rise, changing lives for the better.
Recycling Partners of Jamaica. Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, yeah, the place of the clean. PET, the top of the ethylene. HDPE, buckle up, it get screen. Baby to granny, everybody roping. Yeah, we got to go green, you know what I mean. See the sign from the bin, if you drop it in. Through car window, you flick, that another thing. And we don't want no garbage in this game. No, we handle it and bug them, are not the same. So listen up, Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that we'll be safer than in the gullies in the heavy rains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady.
Thank you so much for staying with us right here on Cliff Hughes Online. I see some of the folks complaining that my mic is too loud in a day, and I'm not certain if it is. But maybe it's because I had a hearty breakfast this morning, it coming across like that. But thank you for staying with us. The program is Cliff Hughes Online. The station is Nationwide 90 FM. And I'm Tyrone Reid. And we're discussing some matters that are in the news. Just sharing my thoughts on some of the issues dominating the news cycle. And we're discussing the row that has been brewing over this issue of Portmore becoming a parish and changes to parish boundaries and constituencies that might be affected. And you know, I'm seeing some folks in the chat saying, and this is where I want to go and close on this. Some folks in our YouTube chat are saying, let the people in Portmore decide. And can I tell you that I'm not convinced of the argument that has been made so far about making Portmore into a parish. But I agree with that suggestion that the people of Portmore should be given a chance to have a say in whether or not Portmore becomes a parish. I entirely agree with that. In a democracy, yeah, the people should have their say. So let the people decide, is what I'm going to side on. I think it's a worthwhile suggestion that the people of Portmore should be allowed to have a say. And you know, the people of Portmore were given a raw deal when it came to that toll road there, you know. Never had a say in the matter, really. And they fought it tooth and nail all the way up to the Privy Council, I believe, and lost the case at the Privy Council. But let them have a say this time, no? Let them have a say this time in what happens to Portmore. Because now they are basically paying to enter and leave their homes. Because the Causeway Bridge was taken away. That was previously free. To enter and exit their homes now, they have to pay if they don't want to contend with the traffic on the Mandela Highway. So give the people an opportunity to have a say in the matter. For once, our politicians perhaps should try to not unilaterally decide for the people who sent them to Parliament. Let's go back to the people and let them have a say. There was one Prime Minister who said referendum, forget it. Doesn't sound too democratic to me, but what do I know? Yes, but let the people of Portmore have their say. Is what I think about it. Because quite frankly, I've listened to the arguments being made for Portmore becoming a parish, and I'm not so certain that I'm convinced. I want to touch on another issue before we start taking your calls. As if it's Jackson, and this isn't the issue, it has to do with early child, but since this one is here, let's just deal with it. The Fitz-Jackson also wants the Bank of Jamaica to consider implementing minimum service standards, he says, for automated banking machines in light of increased complaints from members of the public. Can I tell you, and I'm not certain if this is your experience, listeners and viewers on YouTube, but it is like an obstacle course trying to find an ATM machine that works in the KMTR, in the corporate area, and even in places in St. Catherine as well. An obstacle course. You have to be prepared to drive a good distance in order to get cash from an ABM machine that works. And the people would say, boy, why don't you just swipe your card? When you go to many of these establishments, after waiting in line forever and you get up to the top of the queue, you're being told some words that we hear too very often in this country. The card machine is not working. And you've stood there now for however long, and nobody has the courtesy, because customer service in this country is on life support. Nobody has the courtesy to say, for the folks in line who don't have cash to purchase their items, please be advised that the card machine is not working. They wait until you wait, sometimes 15, 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And when you get to the top of the queue, they say, boy, you know that we can't help you because the card machine is not working. And many times they know the card machine is not working from morning. And they have you standing in line. So Fitz-Jackson is saying the BOJ needs to consider implementing minimum service standards for automated banking machines. Doesn't sound too elaborate if you ask me. Sounds like what should be a minimum standard. The MP brought this motion to the House of Representatives on Tuesday.
Be it resolved that the Economy and Production Committee of Parliament, the committee, convenes a meeting with the Bank of Jamaica to investigate the magnitude of the losses to account holders, banks, and other financial institutions, and determine steps to be taken to mitigate the negative impact on account holders of licensees of the BOJ, and that the committee commence meeting on this motion within 45 days hereof. Be it further resolved that the BOJ establishes minimum service standards for the operations of its licensees with accompanying sanctions where none currently exist.
The voice there of Fitz-Jackson, who has proven to be a thorn in the side of the banks, because he's been hammering this issue, and kudos to Fitz-Jackson. And you know why I'm saying kudos to Fitz-Jackson on challenging the banks like this? The banks, many of them, they contribute significant sums to political campaigns. And Fitz-Jackson, even armed with this knowledge, I'm not certain if he's still chairman of the PNP, but I gather in previous years he was chairman. If my memory serves me correct, he would be well off with this. A matter of fact, as a seasoned politician, he would be well off with this. And he has not been afraid to take on the banks. Has a lawsuit out against one of the major banks as well. But Mr. Jackson went on to say that the constant malfunctioning of ABMs across the country is causing severe disruption and inconvenience for workers in all sectors.
Many banks have elected to close many of their branches across the country. And whereas most government and private sector employees can only access their salaries from designated bank accounts to meet their day-to-day expenses and other financial obligations. And whereas many of the automated teller machines or their equivalent regularly malfunction, causing inconvenience, difficulties, and hardships to account holders.
Regularly malfunction must be the understatement of the year. I'm telling you, it's like an obstacle course trying to find an ATM that works. It is really bad out there, it's rough out there in the streets, And couple that with the card machine not working, song and dance that so many entities do. And what is really causing that? Is it the dodgy nature of the internet that is provided? Is it something wrong with the equipment that these facilities are using? What really causes that ever constant refrain of the card machine not working? That's something we need to look into. We'll take a break and come back with more.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister. Applications are now open for the Jamaica House